Hi guys. So let's take a look at solving equations. Now this is something that we've worked with already, and this is a review. So something that I want you guys to remember, okay, is these rules here, okay? Rule 1 and Rule 2, and they're very important. What it's saying is that we do the opposite of what's happening to the variable, and what we do to one side, we do to the other. So rule number 1, do the opposite of what's happening to the variable. That's all about isolating the variable, meaning getting the variable by itself. And remember what we discussed in class, that the left side is equal to the right side. And that's what we're working with right now is in equations, is that you have two sides, and the two sides are equal. So it's very basic stuff right now that we're doing. So what we're going to take a look at now is solving equations using addition or subtraction. So let's take a look at a couple different examples, and it's going to be actually fairly simple, this first one. If I have something like this, x minus 3 equals 5. That's actually pretty straightforward, okay? It's something we can think about, okay? What number can I take 3 away from and I get 5, okay? I'm sure you can think about it. It's like, oh, that one's easy. If I go 8 minus 3, well, 8 minus 3, that gives me 5. So what that means is that here, that x is equal to 8. And we did a check here, that works. Okay, but what if I want to be able to show this algebraically? And that's what we're going to work on right now. So here, let's identify my variable is x. And what's happening to the x is I'm subtracting 3. So rule number 1 says I have to do the opposite of what's happening to the variable. If to the variable I'm subtracting 3, well, the opposite of subtracting 3 is plus 3. Okay, and then the next part of the rule says what I do to one side, I do to the other. So here, I added 3. So on this side, well, I got to add 3. So now, I simplify. 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, that's still on the right side. And over on the left side, well, minus 3 plus positive 3, well, they just cancel out or just become 0, and I can just cross it out, and I know that now I have x is equal to 8. And that's what we figured out before. So now, we're going to do something called a verify. A verify just means to check. I'm just going to write a V for verify, okay? And in order to verify it, I'm going to write out the equation again. X minus 3 equals 5. I'm going to put a line under the equal sign. And all I'm doing here is I'm separating the left side from the right side. We have to prove that the two are equal. So over here, we said that x is equal to 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the x, what it's equal to, I'm going to substitute x and 8. So 8 minus 3, well, that's 5. So on the left side, I have 5. On the right side, I have 5. So I've just proven that the left side and the right side are equal to each other. So that means this answer is correct. Okay, let's take a look at a couple other examples. Here, I have something like this. I have n minus 15 is equal to 3. Okay, so what number can I take, do I take away 15 from, and I get 3. If we're not sure, if we can't do it in our heads, well, let's do it algebraically. Now, I'm subtracting 15, so the opposite of subtracting 15 is adding 15. And the rule is what I do to one side, I do to the other. So if I add 15 here, I have to add 15 over here. So let's just review. Why did I add 15? Because I have a minus 15 plus 15 is the opposite of minus 15. Okay, so because these are opposites, they cancel out. So on the left side, I'm just left with n, and on the right side, I'm left with 18. Okay, let's verify. To verify, the V for verify, write out my equation, line under the equal sign, substitute n. Okay, I said 18 is the same as n. Go 18 minus 15, do do that math, I get 3, and on this side I have 3. So these two numbers are the same. The left side and the right side are equal. That means this answer is correct. Okay. Let's try another one. So I have x plus 7 is equal to 17. Okay. So this is probably you could do in our heads, and if we can't do it in our heads or we don't want to, or the teacher says, no, you have to show the work, like I asked for, now we're going to do it algebraically. So if I have a plus 7 here, and that's being added to x, what's the opposite of a plus 7? So the opposite of a plus 7 is a minus 7. The rule is what I do to one side, I do to the other. I minus 7 here, so I minus 7 there. Here, these are opposites, and opposites always cancel each other out. That means on the left side, I'm just left with x, and on the right side, 17 minus 7 is equal to 10. Not bad. Okay, now, verify. Write the V for verify. Write out the equation. Line under the equal sign. Now we substitute. We said x is equal to 10. Okay, where's the x? Put 10 in its place. 10 plus 7, that's 17. What do I have on this side? On the right side is I have 17. So now these two numbers are the same. That means this answer is correct. Okay, let's take a look at another couple examples. This time, we're going to work with decimals. The process is still the same. Don't worry if you have decimals. Okay, don't worry if you have positives or negatives. The process is still the same. So here I have y plus 5 equals 7.8. So here's a plus 5. That's being added to y. What's the opposite of a plus 5? That's a minus 5. And what I do to one side, do to the other. So 7.8, oops, I get minus 5. So over here, these are opposites, they cancel. Leaves me with y. So now I have 7.8 minus 5. And if you need a moment, do it in your heads, do it in your calculators. Well, you know we're going to get 2.8. So this is our answer. Now we're going to verify. That means we're going to check our answer. So y plus 5 is equal to 7.8. Line under the equal sign. Do this substitution. Okay, y is equal to 2.8. So put 2.8 in place of y. So 2.8 plus 5. If I do that math, that gives me 7.8. And on this side, I have 7.8. So these two are the same. That means this answer is correct. Okay. Let's try one using that has some integers in it with their negatives. So let's take a look at the question. Y minus 7 is equal to negative 9.8. Okay, so here's y. It's being subtracted by 7. So the opposite of subtracting 7 is adding 7. The rule is what I do to one side, I do to the other. So I have a negative 9.8, add a 7. Okay. Here on the left side, these cancel out, leaves me with y. And over here, if I have a negative, if I have a negative 9.8 plus 7, well, that's going to give me a negative 2.8. Okay, so now let's verify. Okay, write out the equation. Y minus 7 equals negative 9.8. Line under the equal sign. Substitute for y. We said y is equal to negative 2.8. So negative 2.8 in place of the y. And now subtract 7 from it. So negative 2.8, take away 7. Remember how to add and subtract integers. So we're going to go negative 9.8. And over here, I have a negative 9.8. And so these two numbers are the same. that means this answer is correct. And these equations, what we would also say, are balanced. Okay, well, I hope that helps.